stories of hope. We take you to the vibrant streets of Accra, where the two friends actually turned adversity into triumph, actually transforming their passion into a thriving business. Emmanuel Tay and Emmanuel Cherematin, who, despite facing challenges of job loss during the banking sector breakups or the shake-up, have emerged a shining example of determination from one losing his job as an accounting manager to the other actually facing some uncertainty of unemployment. Their stories took the unexpected turn. The following report delves into the inspiring journey that we have for you.
Hello. Yes, Quick Rent Africa. Emmanuel here. Okay, what kind of property is that? 2-bedroom apartment at La Paz.
In the heart of Accra, these two gentlemen have turned their passions into thriving businesses. Emmanuel Tay, 32, is helping a client find a rented apartment, and his friend Emmanuel Cherematin now constructs aquariums for homes and offices. But it wasn't all rosy 5 years ago, when these two were laid off their jobs.
Sources close to the Bank of Ghana indicate that the bank was forced to take the action because Barclays Ghana, which would soon be rebranded as Absa, on several instances had breached market rules.
To the government, it was a banking sector cleanup, but to employees, it was an unemployment crisis. Several indigenous banks were either collapsed or merged between 2017 and 2019. Many employees went to bed and woke up the next day without a job. Tay was a victim of the restructuring and unexpectedly lost his position as an accounting manager at Beige Bank after 5 years. He said it was one of the lowest moments in his life. He lost a source of income, and trying to secure other jobs wasn't easy.
You have a job, you go to work every morning, and then you wake up one day and they say the company has been taken over.
Yeah.
So first of all, I lost my livelihood. I lost my lifestyle. You had a certain lifestyle. Imagine someone who was earning something little at the end of the month, and then all of a sudden I have to be home, and the idea of not having a job to go to itself became a bit depressing.
Just about the same time, Cherematin experienced the same predicament, and right from the breadwinner of his home, he started depending on his parents for handouts.
I was a field sales officer. As we go out and we speak to prospects on loans, we give out loans. So mostly I was on the field. Okay, so we can speak to the clients, okay, but taking back, once we give the loan, taking back is the problem. So I have to be laid off.
He began working menial jobs just to survive. However, unknown to them, these two were about to embark on remarkable journeys that would change their lives. Tre had loved aquariums right from his science class in school, but never had paused for a second to design them. But after he lost his job, he decided to turn his dream into reality. Instead of brooding over his problems, he used this period to experiment. Shortly after, he landed his first contract.
I listen to a lot of entrepreneurs who talks about how to be able to translate your passion into wealth or something like that. So when I was laid off, I thought of, apparently I saw one aquarium on the television. It was very nice. You get it? So that is also, I got my passion also from there, aside from the idea of the center table. So that is where I googled in Ghana to see if I can see any aquarium shops. So I saw some few, and then I paid them visit, and I saw how they built it. So I went to the internet to learn more about it. So that is how come I started my aquarium. And in fact, the first order I had was very huge, was very big.
Tay tried many times to secure a job but failed. The COVID-19 pandemic threw a spanner in the works. he stumbled upon an opportunity when renting accommodation became daunting. He decided to turn his predicament into a business, got in touch with a close friend in Kenya, and Rent Africa was born.
I had an experience that gave me a rude awakening. So I was actually, like I told you, I got other job offers. So I thought, let me take one of them and survive with it. So one of the job offers I got was in Accra here. My job with Southmaster was in Tema. I was actually living in Tema. So now I had to find an apartment. Okay. Finding an apartment became an uphill task. So agents would toss me up and down, and I was quite desperate. Eventually, I got, swindled of about 3,000 cedis, and I didn't have the money already. So you can imagine.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, this is a problem. Like I told you, I've always been entrepreneurial.
Okay.
I thought, can I find a solution to this problem? Because I spoke to a couple of people, they have the same challenges. Can I find a solution and commercialize it? So that's what gave birth to Quick Rent. I wanted to build a platform that would help people to sit in the comfort of their home or office and then just plug in and get an apartment without going through agents and all their wahala.
Hello. Yes, Quick Rent Africa. Manuel here.
His business is just a little over 2 years old, but it is doing really well. He is optimistic his company will soon become a household name in Africa.
The company is new. I've invested a lot of money already. I'm even out. Okay, there's more I need to do to grow my team.
Okay.
Like, for example, I need 120 brokers across the country.
Okay.
I only have a team of 16 right now, so you can imagine.
You have a wide gap to fill.
You can imagine. You need to get people, you can pay them. So the dream is, I'm actually looking for an investor to help me to be able to expand my team to cover the entire country. Then our next stop is we are going to Nigeria. We already have a partner who have done the feasibility for us.
Okay.
Their economy is very large, and therefore the problem that we are looking at here is quadruple that size in Nigeria.
Tre's aquarium pieces are breathing life into dull spaces. He tells me he's fulfilled doing what he loves and grateful that he lost his job. Tre has big ambitions for the future.
Maybe we've crossed that break-even stage where, now we are able to make a reasonable amount that I can say that maybe in the next 1 to 2 years, maybe we'll be able to get a very large showroom where we can let people come and also, because seeing people, they don't even believe it. So the problem I even have is, even when a customer happens to fall interest, making payment is the problem, because I don't have a show. That's how come when you came in, there are signboard and things show them that this is where I am. And then the problems we mostly face nowadays is the trust. I tell them put it that way, it's the trust. But currently I can see that there's hope.
These two friends proved that setbacks are setups for bigger comebacks. They transformed job losses into opportunities and blazed into their passions, creating businesses that inspire us all.